What's happening, Team Killers? Everybody else? Hope you guys are good. Got something good for you today, or something new for you today. That's from overseas. We got new Gundam Breaker. We're gonna check this out. I happen to be a fan, a little bit of a bigger fan than most of Gundam, and we're gonna try and keep our bias out of this. Right? I'm gonna be objective, or as objective as possible, because a lot of times when you get fans of things, you got the super fan who, no matter what it is, he's happy because he saw the word Dragon Ball on it, and that's it. It's going to be good. No matter what. You're in the opening credits, but Dragon Ball's on it. I'm happy. Then there's the other super fan who's mad because that little strand on Goku's hair is a bit too low. He's screaming at the TV, wondering where his senior animators are. We're going to try and turn our emotions off and be neither of those. Alright. So, we're going to get to the story first, but before I get to the story, it's important I tell you what Gunpla is. Gunpla, in this game, it's basically building Gundam models, kind of like what you do in real life, but there are computer chips in their arms, their legs, chest, head, and different things. And these give you different abilities. Now you take the Gundam that you built, and you get into something they call a G-cube. It's a circle though, maybe something got lost in the translation. And then it projects a virtual reality battle, or kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! You guys get down and destroy each other. Now, the idea of it's actually kind of neat, to be honest. That would be kind of cool. VR, anything is neat. But the way they blow it out in the story is, it's different. So, let's start there. So, as for the story, this might be the best or worst thing since Yu-Gi-Oh! It's very Pokemon-esque. So you, doesn't matter what your name is, you are a young student and you've been invited to this new academy. In other countries they're doing colleges and some they're doing high schools, but Gunpla has become such a popular and such an influential thing that you here in Japan are studying this so that it will further their future as a country. And political, yeah, they brought politics into this. It's kind of weird. So you are here learning how to be a Gunpla expert to further the country like the Americans and everyone else is doing. But there's a twist to the story, of course. Twist. Turns out the guy who runs this academy, he invited you there solely because once upon a time, back when you were a kid, you beat him in a Gunpla tournament. Now, he hasn't been able to get over it, so he's taken the last 10 years, his money, power, and political influence, and has bought this school. And he's outfitted the school with Gunpla bullies and changed the rules, and then invited you here so he can destroy you in a Gunpla battle. Yeah, that's the plot, guys. And it gets much weirder, but I'm going to gloss over that because this can go on for a while, and I've already wasted too much time. So, what this game actually is, or what you're actually doing, the point of this game is, well, to collect Gundams. You're going to go through these different missions, through these Gunpla battles, for whatever reason, to, fight the hall monitor, or whatever crap they can come up with. You're going to go into these VR missions, and you want to collect different pieces. Now, they come in legs, arms, heads, chests, backpacks, weapons, shields. And the only way to get your hands on these weapons is to, well, break them off the other guy. Thus the name, a new Gundam Breaker. So you literally smash these pieces right off the other people, and you got to fly over and pick them up. You can collect 5 pieces. Then you can go back to your treasure chest. You press and hold circle, you drop off your stuff in the treasure chest, and you're vulnerable at that time, but the computer doesn't really seem to be that concerned with, well, anything. We'll get to that in a second. And then you can go collect some more pieces. Now, see, this is, I guess, like I said, the point of it is to collect these Gundams, and then you can make your own new Gundams, and make one that already exists, come back in the level, do it again. Have some fun. Now, while you're doing this and collecting them, doing the point of it, the actual point of the mission, there will be these random generated mission objectives that will pop up on the side. You can see them right here. Now they're not they're definitely random, like I said. There will be things like break boxes, kill 5 guys, kill 10 guys, 20 guys, kill this guy, pick up this piece, fight this boss. Eventually, a main mission will come, but that doesn't always mean that the level will be finished. There's a timer at the top. When the timer runs out, whichever team completed the most amount of missions, that team will win. That's the only way to progress through this game. It doesn't matter whether you die. You die a million times, you'll just pop back up to life and try it again. The most frustrating thing about dying, though, is that all the pieces that you've collected will go everywhere, and the computer's collecting them too. You get to watch them swoop in and steal everything that you got. Now, it doesn't really matter. Like I said before, the computer doesn't really care what you're doing. I've spent a few levels just collecting parts, and my teammates won the match for me. It's kind of easy. And after you've been collecting some pieces, you can take those pieces back to your main menu, and you can build a new Gundam. Now, this is also something that's kind of niche. If you like this, I gotta be honest, they did well in this section. There is a lot of Gundams. When you get a new piece, it'll open it up. I've only unlocked, and I say only, 109. And every time I play, I usually unlock a new one. You can mix and match them any way you want. Then you can paint them. The amount of different paints, colors, shines, patterns, and it's pretty in depth. Turns out that when you're building the Gundam, they have an underframe, and this underframe has EX powers, and these powers do special moves. These are the moves that you're lacking in your hack and slash. And when you're playing the game, there's these boxes around. You will shoot them because it's going to be part of your main challenge is shoot these boxes. And you see these little pink squares or these pink cards come up. These are EX power cards. Basically, they're going to build up your EX power gauge, and once you're at level 6, you have your list down there depending on what part you put on. So if you exchange your parts, you're going to get different EX powers. Now each EX power takes a certain amount of gauges, so pretty simple. If you got 6 and you use one that takes 2, you got 4 left. And you got to go get some more pink squares if you want to, do a gauge thing that's going to be 5. Now there is a multiplayer. I personally haven't been able to get into any matches. I don't know. I guess a lot of people haven't bought it yet. Or it could be my timing. But there is a multiplayer and they got a few different modes. So that is good. And they do have a Gundam library. Now this is where you can see all the different types of Gundams you have. It could get confusing when you're looking through your menus. So here you can look at each Gundam that you've unlocked. You can see what pieces you have and what pieces you can buy. They're going to be expensive as ass to buy. But you can do it depending on how you do your missions. And once you get a headpiece, the second time you get that headpiece, the computer is going to automatically sell it for money. So if you farm a mission to absolute death and you finally get all the Gundams in that mission, then that mission would become a cash cow for you. And if you haven't broken the game or you're still playing it, this is a good way to get some money. Now the Gundams that you run into in the scenario, they're all randomly generated. So it's going to be kind of hard to get that perfect one you're looking for. But if you're looking for one, what you can do is go into what they have is special missions. Now on these special missions, they're bonus stuff for you to do. So there kind of is a bunch of content. And in this content features certain eras from the Gundam anime. Now in the Universal Century, there's going to be a certain amount of years. And in those years, a certain amount of Gundams are featured. So if you're looking for that Gundam, this is where you'll find him. Now to be honest guys, this is dragging on for me. I'm going to wrap this up. Mainly because I didn't enjoy myself so much. Even when I'm playing a bad game, I make sure to go at least halfway. Just in case it's not the game, it's me. But the more I play the game, the more I realize it's the game. So when I do my test of 5, the story, I hate it. I think it's awful. But business-wise, company-wise, Pokemon is an endless type of... It's endless. It's a good business model. So if you set up your Your story model where you can just say, okay, next year, new students came and start the game again. I can't honestly say, objectively say, it's bad. So I have to give the story a yes. But it's not enjoyable, and you have to read it. The graphics, well, you can tell what's going on, but not being too rude or critical, it's not that much better than a late-gen PS2 game. They could do way better. Way better. And I'll explain why they could do better in a second. Now, fun is subjective. Fun is always about the content. It's what you're doing. Is there enough of it for you to enjoy it? Now, to be honest, there is a lot of mission levels. There is a lot of replayability. Now, as far as content, okay, I have to give it a half, 0.5. I know it's usually yes or no, but for argument's sake, we'll say 0.5. Does it work? If you're using the lock-on camera view, this is a huge problem. I gotta say no. There are issues. It locks on to everything. The camera view and the lock-on switch view are the exact same button. You cannot lock on or see. You can't do both. You could choose one, but you can't do both of the person who's beside you. If you're getting hit and you want to lock onto the person behind you, you need to lock onto every single person there is in the room before you can lock onto that last guy. Then you got to turn it off and turn it on and turn it off and turn it on, and you can't shoot your gun unless you're locked onto things. When you're locked onto things, your computer or PlayStation starts to have an aneurysm. So I gotta say no. It's not playable if you use all the things that are in there. The screen is very cluttered. Like, no. I give that a no. Price. No, definitely not. I saw it in the PlayStation Store for $80. Now, when it came out, it was on sale. That right there should be a sign. It was on sale for $40. And I say no. I personally found it on a shelf for $20. Let's be honest, guys. We can waste $20 on lunch, food, or whatever, snack, trip to the store. But once you get to $40, you're now skipping 2 meals. Would I skip 2 meals for this game? No, I would not. So all in all, this game actually got 1.5 out of 5. Even if we give it a 2, that's a fail. And for me, it's a fail, not mainly because of what we just went through, but also because Gundam New Breaker is not a new game. This is technically the 4th in the installment. They just retitled it for us. And the thing that is actual, I don't know what to call it without swearing, but it's just sad, is that this game is barely better than the first Gundam Brick Breaker or Gundam New Breaker. If you Google or look up the 2nd or 3rd, graphically and operationally, it's way better than this game. I've played the 3rd, and I'm upset that they gave us this. To be honest, I don't know what to say. The fact that I don't have the ability to aim my gun is frustrating as hell. And when these are things that were in the last games that you could just port over, I don't understand why we got robbed here. So this game is a definite, I wouldn't buy it. If you find it for $20, then go right ahead. Otherwise, save your money, guys. And so on that note, I hope I've helped you make a decision on whether you want to buy this game or not. I hope you can be sitting there saying, oh my god, Teamkills, thanks. I was going to buy this and I thought $40, what the hell, it's cheap. It's not worth it. Or maybe you're sitting there saying, oh, are you nuts? I'm a very casual player and this is perfect for me. I love Gundam. All I want to do is build my own Gundam and look at it. And I can do that here. So maybe this is the game for you. Either way, I hope I've helped you out. If so, let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Subscribe, like, or don't, but you should. And remember, just keep gaming. 高ポイント獲得です